Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gon' talk, we gon' have fun. We be on fire, we be lit. It's a unique hustle.
Check it. This is Unique Hustle. It's your boy ECO, and I'm here with the lovely, amazing, official Miss Jamaica. What's going on?
None, you know, my dad, what's going on? I want y'all to stop what you're doing right now. Go like, subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms. When I mean all, I mean our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, you name it, we're on it. Just Google us, Boss Talk Podcast 101. We pop up first in line, I guarantee you. But y'all see us on the street and talking about, man, I love what y'all doing. I love y'all content. Keep up the good work. How can we support the brand? This is how you can support the brand. Under each and every video, including this one right here, in the description section below, there is a link that says join our membership. Click that link, follow all the instructions, and that's how you can support the brand. You get all the exclusive content that everybody's been asking us, where is this interview? Where is that interview? That's where it is. You have to be a member. Thank you in advance, and we love you.
Man, guess what, guys? He back. Mama, hey, there go that man. He in the building today, man. You know already, this is my guy, man, the historian, the GOAT, as he wear on his hat proudly, as he should. Hey, my guy, Mr. Lee's in the building.
What's good,
man? After interviewing Power Wow, I had to get you back on here.
Man.
I said, man, Power done gave me some. I didn't even think about all this stuff. I'm like, I didn't interview Mr. Lee a lot of times. And certain time we just talk about stuff that's going on because I like talking to you. Yeah. So, but a lot of times I don't look at I know the accolades are there. Mm-hmm. I respect them. And if anybody come trying to holler about engineering, making beats, all that, I say, Mr. Lee the GOAT. So you got the right hat on. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Man, thank you so much for everything you've done for the music industry and everything you've done for the South, man. You held it down, man, more than anybody that I've ever met. So thank you, bro. Man. I just want to first start off by asking you about, like, early on, some of the stuff I'm gonna talk to you about tonight really is just like, dang, like you did so much, you just really don't know where to start. Like my homies, that the Scarface joint, man, like how was that? Was that whole project?
Yeah, that was the whole project. That was a double CD.
How many songs on that CD? Can you remember that? Oh, I done rich back in my bag.
It's like 20, 28, something like
back then it was popular. Like you got to realize, what year was that? 90 what?
It had to be
96, 97?
Probably like 96, 97.
And that's when they were doing that. You remember, because the double CD with Pop came out. MJG, everybody was doing the double CDs back then. And what did you think about it when you first seen the double CDs come into play?
Man, I really didn't think nothing about it. We were just in there working. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, we in there creating. We weren't thinking about how many songs it was going to be and none of that.
So that's up to somebody else.
Yeah.
Whoever packaging it up. Who lines out, like, these songs are, like, when you're in, because really Rap-A-Lot was more independent, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So would it be Jay Prince, or would it be
just all
Big Chief? How would y'all learn what song was gonna be on the track and what song wasn't when they would process it?
We just would sit around and listen to the whole body of work and figure out what songs fit, what didn't, and that's how we put the records together.
Always.
It was always like a family affair doing that.
So it wasn't really a time when everybody like, man, that need to go on there, man. Man. Y'all just kind of knew.
We kind of knew, you know what I'm saying? Face is real meticulous about his music anyway, so he always had everything pretty much what was going to be there, what wasn't. You know what I mean? Because if it didn't fit, it wasn't going to get played anyway.
When you hear people talk about Scarface, they talk about he produced beats too, right?
Yeah.
But you never really known him for that, because I think his vocals and the way that his rap is, it outshine anything else, because the way he's a storyteller.
Yeah. The way beats are put together, it has to be meticulous. You know what I mean? It can't, any type of rapper cannot rap on no Scarface record, bro. It just ain't gonna happen.
Really?
Nah, because that track is so intricately put together for him. You know what I'm saying? He put his hands on it. It's gotta be in that lane for him, and it's only one lane. You know what I mean? That he gonna work in, and it's got to be meticulous. The groove got to be right. Everything, the instrumentation, the way the sounds. Everything has to be correct.
Okay, when you look at him and that whole project, what was the song that stuck out for you on that whole project?
Well, I'm kind of biased, but I liked Too Real.
That Too Real.
Yeah,
that's the one.
I like Too Real.
What made that one the one?
Too Real just took you into a place when you listen to it. You know what I mean? It just, the way it was put together and the singing on it and Pimp and all of that, you know what I mean? It was just a vibe. Yeah. Having Pimp and Face you know what I mean, in the room together, vibing, you know, it was something to really be there to be present to see.
Wow, man, and that's what I'm saying, man. Like, these are moments that you seen things in there, man, in that studio, man, just critiquing. What is, when they would come in there, some people was like, man, did you have to give them pointers? I know you were working Scarface now, but certain people may want you to say, hey, man, should I say it like this or say it like that?
Yeah, they wanted that. If you didn't give input, then you got put out the room.
They don't even want you in there if you can't give input.
If you're in there holding up space and you're not a part of the creation, you can't be in there.
Wow. And I can understand that, because this is a hustle. This is a job.
Yeah.
This ain't nothing to play with.
It's intimate. You know what I mean? When you're creating music and you're really creating it for real, it's an intimate, you know what I mean, position and space. And you don't want people that's not creating and bringing some type of a vibe into the room. If they taken out of the room, then you don't want them in there. You know, you don't want nobody out on their phones taking pictures, doing videos like they do now. Man, you'd have got ran out the studio doing that.
They ran you up out of that thing.
They don't want that in there because it's like it's sacred. You know what I'm saying? They ain't want all that.
How was it the first day that you ever met Scarface?
I was nervous as hell.
He was already the Scarface.
Yeah.
What songs had he done already?
He was already.
He had did that. I never seen a man cry till I seen a man die.
I was a fan then. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, what the hell am I doing here? You know what I'm saying? But I got in the room and I just, you know, I did what I did, and we ended up having a, you know, artist-producer relationship that's been going on for over 20 years.
What did he say to you though when he first?
He said I was dope. You know what I mean? Man, you dope, man. You know, I play
everything.
It in
you.
You know, I'm like a Black Mike Dean. You know what I'm saying? I play everything. I don't play guitars, but anything outside of that, woodwinds, sax, flutes, all of that, pianos, I do all of that.
Mike Dean he's been around forever. Like, you met Mike Dean early on as well, right?
Yeah, when I first got to Rap A Lot.
What was it about him, and what did he say? How did you and him even jive? Because both of y'all do music.
Yeah.
Was it a competition thing, or was it that
Mike
you
Dean
looked?
was my teacher.
That's what I'm saying. You looked up to him to where you was like, damn, like
after I got over the shock, the understanding that he was white and he wasn't black. That was the first thing I had to get over. When I saw him, he was a white, long hair hippie. I'm like, what the hell is going on? This is Mike Dean? They said, this is Mike Dean. I was like, man, get the fuck out. Are you kidding? It was him. You know what I'm saying?
Mike Dean, man.
Mike
a
Dean,
beast,
that's
man.
my mentor. Every time I do an interview, and we talking about music, I always bring him up. You know, Joe, John Beto, you know, those are my mentors. Tone Capone from the Bay, you know what I'm saying? Those are my mentors. Those guys took me under their wing in one way or the other, and they taught me things, and I'm a sponge of just a collection of all of those names.
Wow. Well, you know, I got to ask you about this because I after talking and doing my research, just finding out about the Riding Dirty. I remember when Pimp, you know, I always bring up Pimp C. That's it for me. But the Too Hard to Swallow, and then what was the next one? Super Tight.
Yeah.
And then come Riding Dirty, and you hear the screw down. I'm super by the amp, and I'm looking good. I'm banging screw, nigga. Yeah. You know, it had you ever? I flipped down the amp. Had you ever heard anybody screw that music down like that before Pimp C?
When I heard it, I was like, man, I'm doing that. I'm finna put my own flavor.
Wait a minute, Mr. Lee. I gotta get this right. You say you never heard nobody screw that down.
Nobody in this industry has influenced me to do screwed hooks, but that song.
That song right there.
That song right there.
Diamonds Up Against That Wood.
Diamonds Up Against the Wood. I used to listen to that record over and over and over and over.
And you say this song. What the hell did Pimp C do to this?
And I went in. I started doing production, and I went through my whole phases. And when I started going into the screw tapes and started hearing it, and then Kiki was bringing me different stuff too, and I started hearing it, I said, "Oh no, man, I'm gonna have to go in and put this together." You know what I'm saying? So I took that whole situation and put the gas on it, and now it's all over the world. When you hearing T-Pain and a whole lot of other people doing this, that's where it come from. You know, they can say, well, screw music started in Florida, slow down music. Slow down music probably did, but screw started in Texas.
So DJ Screw influenced Pimp C to make that do that?
I think all of them.
Because he say, R.I.P. to Roderick Davis. He the king of the South after he passed away, of course. But it's something that stuck out to him about DJ Screw.
It's just a vibe, man. Listen to them Screw tapes and hearing it's a vibe. So he took that whole vibe and put it to a regular song. And just chopped it in. I'm like, man, what? And I started studying and started doing tracks and I started incorporating.
Which was the first one that you knew, like, I got it,
From the South, the one I did with Zero.
From the South.
Zero, Flip, and Paul Wall.
You made,
matter of fact, you talk about Paul Wall. Paul Wall was one of the first people to rap on the Screw Hook beat that I done.
Really?
And he was the second person.
He was the second person.
Sipping on the Bar, the record I did on his album, Get Money, Stay True, that was the second one.
Wow, man. I just, like I said, when I heard that, of course, don't get it twisted. Oh, let's go back. Pocket Full of Stones, Tell Me Something Good.
All that.
Let me tell you something. I'm telling you now, even when they screwed, they chopped that down afterwards. You know, that thing was banging so hard, and it was jamming. You know, Bun B, hey, yo, Trilla's the last nigga, but this time you better move a gap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All that stuff they were doing, it was flexing, like for me. You know what I'm saying? So when I thought it couldn't get no better, they come with front, back, side to side, and all them songs on Super Tight. And then when that came, that was like, damn, man, like Pimp. And I didn't even know he was doing the beats at that time, because I wasn't in the music. I just didn't know. I did not know that, bro.
Bro, he's cold, bro. He was cold. He influenced me heavily. You know what I'm saying? I'm already from the church, so listening to organs and stuff like that and hip hop music and rap music, it really put me in the whole perspective.
You messed my head up with that Down Up Against That Wood, just being on a regular song, and screwing it down. He's the first one that you had ever heard do that. Mm-hmm. That was something I needed to hear, you know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of times people, they don't know, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that threw me, when you said that, it blew my hair back. I'm like, what? I've been thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just a different type of music for me. I was riding around in the truck, just riding to that music, man, and it was like, damn, like I ain't never heard nothing like it, bro. So, man. So let me ask you this, man. When you first ran into the Fifth Ward Boys, how was that? Give me that introduction. How did y'all even link? Was it because of Jay Prince?
It was because of Jay Prince, Big Chief, and Mike Dean. Mike Dean had a studio that they worked out of called the Hippie House.
Okay.
And that's where we linked in, and I discovered that Low Life was my cousin.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, but the Fifth Wall Boys were the first group from Rappalachia that really gave me a chance to produce for them.
Wow.
And at the time, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was busting speakers and all kind of stuff, man. I didn't know what was going on, but they would stay on me too. They ain't let me just make it. They like, man, you ain't doing this right. Yada yada yada. You know what I mean? So they really groomed me from the top. You know what I mean? They really gave me the opportunity to stay in there and work with them. And they didn't really have to do that because I was a guy off the street, so I didn't have no type of hype behind me, no demand, no nothing.
When did you get your first platinum song or album? What was the first one?
I think it was My Homies.
That was the first one. Mm-hmm. That's the one that okay, and it went there for you.
Yep, that was it.
And at the end of the day, what did it do different? How did it make you feel different? Did you even think about it, or you were too busy working to even enjoy it?
I didn't even think about it.
You see what I'm saying?
I wasn't thinking about that because I was trying to get to the next level. I'm still like that. Once I do a record, I'm not. That's in the past. I'm trying to do it again. I'm starting at zero again. I don't have nothing.
Wow.
So that's how my mentality is.
Devin the Dude. This guy ends up, when I first hear Devin, I really hear him. Snoop fell in love with Devin the Dude, man. Now I'm being honest. He became something like I remember them just always. It seemed like they was always working together. I might have been tripping, but it seemed like they had this connection. How was it for you when you first met Devin the Dude and worked with Devin the Dude?
Man, Devin is just a real down to earth person. Really, first of all, and he's super crazy and creative. he's a low key demanding person too. When it comes to his music, it's got to be a certain way. It's got to be a certain criteria. If it don't meet it, that ain't it. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have a discussion about it too, because it's got to be a vibe that he's looking for. You know, he's just not gonna settle for anything, and that's what I admired about Devin. And he's just a brilliant, talented guy. You know what I'm saying? All the way through and through.
I like the way he sound when it's a relaxing.
There's
sound.
only one of him. It ain't no.
You ain't never gonna hear nobody else sound like that in your life.
Nah, you ain't gonna never hear that.
I'm rolling. This nigga make you feel like you like everything gonna be all right.
He dope, man. He one of the most creative artists on rap life. I have to say it like Face than him.
Face than him.
Yep.
And the boy was serious about it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Wow, man, y'all had a hell of a team over there, bro. I got to talk about my boy, man, Big Mike. Big Mike, that song, you got that whole Something Serious, that whole album, and that way that thing happened. Was you down there when that happened?
Nah, that was right before me.
That was right before you. What about Something Serious
album,
too?
Yeah.
Did you see that one?
Yeah.
So you didn't play part in it, but you seen it.
Yeah.
And that Something Serious was bad. That took over the whole summer. That took over the whole summer. I told niggas I was like, bro, that was before you, because we think 93, 94, wasn't it?
I think it was a little bit before that.
It was, and that's what that's what I'm telling you. It was around the same time when the Chronic album, right? Mm-hmm. It was around the same time.
Big Mike was Big Mike, man.
You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you.
He was another one that was just...
Bruh, it was
crazy,
man. It was around the time when the Chronic album was out, and I tell people all the time, I had choices, bruh. Mm-hmm. I'm listening at Big Mike. I ain't lie. I'm telling you what I was doing.
Big Mike was a super talented artist. He was up there with Biggie. They had him up there with Biggie.
I know it.
Yeah,
because I was
telling. That's how serious he was.
He was serious, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had the right name because he shit was serious like that for real.
Man, you hear all kind of stories, man. I hear stories about the studio getting burnt up, all kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, I was in there.
Hey, but that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, this is the history. Like, it could have went bad.
Man, it could have went really bad, man.
But
we were blessed because it could have went really, really bad.
Did the studio actually burn?
Yeah, it burned, but it didn't burn to the ground. It had a lot of smoke damage and stuff like that, but. Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was the most funniest shit. It was this producer named Pee Wee that worked at Rap A Lot. We was all in the studio, so Big Mike was at the door, and Pee was like, I guess Pee Wee there, he was knocking. He's like, man, hold the fuck up, man, I'm coming. This white dude, hold up, motherfucker, I'm coming. And before he can get to the door, he walked through the hallway, and it was. Woof. He's like, oh shit! We ran. We trying to get to the back door, and a couple of members of the Face Mob was in the main studio. They was recording, so they was in there listening back to the music that they recorded, and they started seeing everybody running in the live room. They didn't know what was going on, and then by the time they kind of like, man, let me see what's going on. They opened up the door, and there was nothing but smoke.
Damn! How did y'all get out though?
We ended up going through the back door, man.
Y'all ended up going through the back door, but did it burn the front of the building?
It didn't really get it that bad, fam. But
y'all was able. They was able to put it out.
Yeah.
Who put it out?
I think the fire department was right down the street from where we were, so they got to it. And I think it was some fire extinguisher type action. It wasn't really bad.
Damn, boy, y'all lucked out. Y'all could have all died in there.
Yeah, bro. It was.
And it was just y'all, just the artists in there. Why would he do it? Why did he do it? Why would he do that to y'all?
I ain't stay around to ask the question.
Did you ever talk to him afterwards?
Nah, I ain't want to talk to the nigga.
You ain't talked to him no more since then.
I ain't seen him since.
Oh, shit! you know how to shy away.
All I saw was a silhouette through the smoke, and that's the last thing I remember him, Jack. That was it.
You was like, I'm done.
Nah, I ain't want to.
Y'all want no parts of that.
Nah, I ain't want to be no friends or none of that.
You could have died in there.
I was good.
Dang, man.
Whatever conflict he had, they had nothing to do with it.
They had nothing to do with you. That's the crazy part, how you can get caught up. See, and that's the thing that lead me into my next question. Like, have you been in situations where there was tension in the studio and you felt like, damn, like this ain't good? Or
I mean, I ain't never really had to deal with that kind of shit, man.
Really?
No, again, being in a creative space, we don't want that energy. If it's that type of energy, we ain't gonna work.
Yeah. And I get it. Only reason I'm asking is because you just hear you hear so many stories.
Yeah.
You see so many, like when you go to a studio, the cameras, the way they have it set up, you can't come in this door. You got cameras up here watching the outside. Like it can be real intense.
Yeah.
At the studio.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
I don't even like going over there. I done been offered, man, you come over here and do your interview at the studio. I'm like, nah, I'm cool on that. I done heard too many stories about y'all in these damn studios.
Yeah. I mean, now in this day and time, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want no problem. You don't know what you're going to
walk into. You don't know who waiting outside for who and all of that kind of shit.
That stuff. Last time I was at, what was we at? Not the Hit Factory, but we was at Hit something. Hit Makers. We was in Miami, and when I got to the studio, I seen the police sitting right there to the side. Security or something. You remember that? Mm-hmm. That was down in Miami when we was down there. The studio where I think we did Juice to Mac over there. Yeah, we did him, and it was like, damn, man, I'm at a studio. I couldn't believe it. It was the middle of the night, too. I'm like, damn.
I don't remember seeing the security or police.
No, that wasn't that. That was when I went over there with I know which one I was at. When we went over there to see the boy, the white guy, the kid that came down from Syracuse. The dude, Brian Michaels.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was security out there for sure.
Yeah, there was security out there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm telling you, I got a thing about the studio where it seemed like it's about to go down. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to figure out, like, nah, I'm cool on it. I ain't going over there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they rapping, and then I think about all kind of stuff. I ain't gonna even say what I be thinking, because when you in there, you not drinking or smoking or trying to get in no mode. But some people get in their mode to even work like that.
I'm watching all of that.
But you got to think about when you have a studio and you have people coming in, especially some rappers, you don't know who they beefing with. So then you want to make sure that when they're there, you don't ever know if somebody gonna pull up on them and cause problems.
I've had that happen before, though. I had somebody come to the studio that was plexing with somebody that was working in my studio, and they came in there with a gun. But ironically, they saw me and knew me, and the respect level, they put it away. But it could have went a whole different way.
Wow.
But it's like, oh man, I ain't gonna disrespect your place, but your guy here, yada yada yada. And those type of things happen. You can't even leave the doors open. You can't do none of that. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what you're gonna step outside and see.
Wow. Oh, and that's the part what throw me off, man, is that you can be in a situation like that. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you don't want to even be around that when you.
I don't like being around that.
When you're doing your creative mode, right?
I don't like being that. I think one of the most comfortable studios that I've ever been in here in Dallas is Lunamus.
Oh yeah? Real comfortable. Real nice place to do your thing.
What made it so comfortable?
He just don't allow a bunch of nonsense at his studio. You know what I mean? So the respect level is so high when you walk in there. When you walk into Luminous, it's peaceful.
But I feel safe when like how you talk about the security. I feel safe when I do see security if I'm going to.
Yeah, you got to have the security when you have high profile
individuals coming in.
You got to have security. If you don't have that, then there's no need in running a facility like that because you're putting yourself at risk.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they told it like, Kanye was just here last week. They saying stuff like that. Such and such was here. They know little bitty names. They got them coming through there where we was at. Yeah. I was like, damn, these niggas down here, they coming through. They ain't
gonna play like
Beyonce
that.
was over here the other week. Yeah. She liked to come to this when she come to town. I'm like, what? That's the kind of conversation we're going down. You know what I mean? Yeah. What's up with Do or Die? Like when you first met them, the heads or tails, like AK, my boy. Shout out to AK. He came on the show. I know you seen him when I had him on the show. Like, how was it working with them? Being in front of the Midwest, just the music, the vibe of the music, the fast. You know what I mean? How was that?
I mean, we locked in like family though. You know what I mean? Those like my brothers.
Okay.
They just come to my house all the time. We work at my house. We shoot dice all the time and joke around with each other, call each other names, all type of crazy, goofy stuff, man, that brothers do. You know, we just got a genuine love for each other. Those guys have been my brothers since me connected. You know what I'm saying? And we have a good creative vibe with each other, and, you know what I mean, it was just easy working.
Wow. Wow, that's what it takes, man. Like when you see, because he told a story about how he first came to meet Jay Prince and how they first linked up and all that, and just linking up and being a part of rap a lot when he was on Boss Talk, and it was like, dang, man, like like you wouldn't see that coming, being that they way up there and then we way down here and we link like that, and everybody got love for each other like that. That was strong, man.
That's, that goes to the testament of how big Jay Prince's reputation is.
Okay.
That people recognize and want to be a part of his institution from all over.
Yeah.
That's why, West Coast, Midwest, out of the country, anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rap-A-Lot is a worldwide institution when it comes to music, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't far-fetched for me because the Midwest is one of the main markets for music for Rap-A-Lot.
Yeah, they loved him in Chicago. They loved Rap-A-Lot. They loved Scarface with the Ghetto Boys. That was their thing. What about the East Coast? Did he do a Rap-A-Lot on the East Coast? I know he did one on the West Coast.
I don't know. I can't recall if he did or not.
I know he did one on the West Coast.
Yeah.
He had the movement on the West Coast. But
I mean, he had people reaching out trying to sign a Rap-A-Lot from all over.
All over the place. But I was just saying where he set up shop, where he,
I don't think we necessarily did. I don't remember. He may have, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay, you did the Tupac thing after he had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
How was that? Just putting that vibe together after all the impact. And have you? And part B of that question: have you ever seen somebody when they passed away cause that kind of impact?
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Nah, I haven't really seen it. The only person that I've seen that's close to that is Nip.
Nip, yeah, I would say that too.
Yeah, working with doing that record, man, it was crazy because the reels that came in for me to do a remix and everything, and they had security bringing them in, and I had made a track before I even heard what the song was.
Wow.
And that track ended up matching that song.
Boy, that's it. That's spiritual.
It freaked me out. It freaked the engineer out. I hit the button. It was in the same key. The song had singing on it, and it was the same tempo.
Damn, that's hard, bro. That ain't that's spiritual.
I made it on a Courage wheel. I remember like it was yesterday.
When he passed away, you see the white coat, and he, I ain't mad at your video come out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was all set up.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was set up, bro.
When you have people that's special like that and they leave here special.
He shook Red Fox hand. They welcomed him into heaven and all kind of stuff, bro. That was crazy to me.
Yeah, man.
I ain't seen nobody leave here like that.
Nah.
People getting tattoos all over their arm. People running around crying. I seen a lot. It was crazy.
I mean, when Nip left, he had just did that God did video, and it's prophetic type things in there too.
O3 the same thing with that outside.
It just, I don't know what it is.
It's crazy. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did Pimp have a song like that?
I don't.
Cause he had so many.
Man, Pimp had a whole bunch of records,
and they started coming out everywhere too.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of confusion. I remember when my boy sat down, Easy in here. Easy was upset. He wanted to be on that album. So you remember that day?
Had nothing to do with it, man.
No, you didn't even know that about it.
I just made the beast, man.
Say, the West Coast, when you would deal with like Yuck Mouth and all these guys, man, how was the music and the vibe on the West versus?
It was dope. I mean, I could just, to me, it was just making music. You know what I'm saying? It was never about where you was from. It's just a vibe for me. And I guess that's why I'm able to do so much, because I don't look at it that way. I
did.
No, I just vibe with people, find the vibe, and we run it. You know what I'm saying? Yuck Mouth is another guy that just incredibly talented.
You like Yuck Mouth. Yeah. You did a lot of work with Yuck Mouth.
Yuck Mouth was my guy, man. Yuck Mouth was the first person that got me super high, man. Yuck Mouth did that.
Yuck Mouth did that?
Yuck Mouth, you got me high, man. You know, I messed around and got in a limo with him and E-Rock. Of all people, man. And bruh, I don't smoke weed. So by the time I couldn't even find the door to get out.
It was that smoky in there.
Wow.
It was that much smoke, man.
Wow, man! You when you think about like Yuck Mouth and them boys up there, man. Like I said, they got a lot of respect and love for what we do down here as well.
Without a doubt.
West, for some reason, the West seemed to vibe with the South, bro. It seemed like I think Too Short was a big part of that.
Yeah.
Because he always would come down here. Before, when I was young, I used to see this nigga shooting pool. We'd be at the same club. Yep. He's shooting pool. I'm shooting pool. He just vibing. He wasn't the type of dude he wasn't on that star stutter stuff.
Yeah.
He was just vibing, shooting pool. I mean,
the South is the nucleus to all of that. all of the demographics though. If you really just look at it,
Yeah.
you know, you just really can't get past that. You know, I mean, we migrated to those areas from here, so
And you
that's
can
why.
tell. You can tell.
Yeah,
Everybody come right on back home.
yeah. Somebody got somebody in the South somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about, like, when you look at the music though, Mr. Lee? Like when you think about all the people that's, you know, now, you know, the streaming dollars and versus the way it used to be, we can't go back. Do you see it getting better in the next 5 years, or do you see it staying the same, or what are we gonna do to maintain the music, bro?
I don't know.
I'm asking you.
It's a real
This is
critical situation. I think you have to begin by teaching and giving the knowledge to people so they can understand. A lot of these kids don't know what it felt like to get $1 off of a sale of a CD. They don't know what it feel like to make $50,000 from 50,000 people listening to your music. They don't know what that feel like. So now, if you don't teach them the process and show the history, then the normality is what we deal with today. And they think that this is good. I'm making good money, man. I had 1 billion streams. I got $1 million off 1 billion streams. And we're not even getting $1 million off 1 billion streams. Because now you got a fraction of a penny per stream that's getting split into at least 2 to 3 pieces.
that's robbery.
And if you don't stream over 1,000 streams now, you don't get paid. So if you do 500, you do 999, you're not getting a check.
Not getting a check.
Somebody getting money.
Yeah, but it ain't the artist.
Damn.
But they okay with that. They are, you know, making this the norm.
How many people don't hit that threshold?
A lot.
Millions. There's so many people that's doing music now, especially the rap genre. We have a million people in our genre of music, and there's so many different varieties of it too. You know, so you have all these people that's doing this independent thing more so than any other genre, and they don't have a fan base. So if they do 900 streams, the streaming company's keeping their money.
Damn.
And they okay with that. Oh, well, okay, I get it. Maybe I got to do 1,000 streams first. And then when you do 1,000 streams, you only get like $30 or something outrageous.
It's crazy,
like that.
ain't it?
That's what it is. That's how they're looking at it. That's why I'm on Instagram every day. I've been on Instagram for the last 100 days straight.
Hey, I like that.
Giving information to these people and trying to empower people so they can make better decisions for them instead of just going with the status quo. You know, it's me being against the machine. It's just me trying to really teach and give the knowledge to these people because, you know, I mean, I'm an OG. I can sit there and complain about it and talk about how a producer's giving their money away or they giving rights away and be disgruntled about it. That's one thing. But if you're going to try to correct it, then you have to talk about it. It had to be a discussion about it. So that's what I've been doing.
How many people came back to you and said, you've helped me in so many different ways?
I get it every day. First, I get it. I get the, man, you don't know what you're talking about. This is what it is. I did something about beat makers and producers, and I had so many people in the comments, man, that's bullshit. What are you talking about? And then when I break it down to them, they get on my page and they look at my page, and then they get in my DM and like, hey, man, you're special. You're doing a lot of dope things. You're taking a lot of time doing this. Thank you. Then it turns to that. Because they don't know, so they're going to get defensive and offended when you say different things. When I say a beat maker's not a producer, then, oh, yeah, you don't have a song without a beat. That's not what I said. I said a beat maker's not a producer. If you don't come up with the content for the song, you're not producing the song. You just made the track for the song. You're still a writer, but you're not producing the product that's called the song.
Wow. When you think about, you did Bun B Trill and 2 Trill. How was it processing that with Bun? Was this after Pimp's passing, wasn't it? Like, how was it doing those projects?
Man, I just did that on my own, you know what I mean? I was in my studio, I wasn't around. Like when I gave Bun the Your Everything record, it was already done. The hook was already there. Everything was already there. All he had to do was just fill the blanks in. The same thing with Get Throwed. I took a record that was a record that was incomplete. And I took that record and made a track to it, and gave it the whole vibe. And then Mike Dean recorded Zero hook on the record, and then he had to fill the blanks in. So it was never about sitting in the studio vibing and putting it together. I made the vibe on my own.
So you telling me, wait a minute, on Trio, you telling me, were you and him together? You didn't back then. You wasn't sending no damn beat package.
Nah, how did y'all link up? I showed up at the studio where he was at, play it. He hear it. He's like, man, that's dope. And he, Bun put the pen to it. And his history after he put that pen to it.
Bun, I interviewed DJ Burn one. He say when Bun would come in and he would write his verse so fast that them other kids that was there, younger than Bun, was still trying to figure out how to punch in.
Yeah, but Bun is a double.
You hear
threat.
what I just said?
Bun is a double threat because you're looking at a guy with street smarts and book smarts, so you're never going to beat him. He's too intellectual.
They say by the time Bun had wrote his verse and he was on the plane going back to Bun was still punching in.
He gonna rap it just like he had memorized it days before. And he's a perfectionist on top of that. So you know what I mean? Bun doesn't give himself enough credit.
When it come down to that.
When it comes down to being one of the dopest MCs, he don't give himself enough credit for being that. To me, I don't feel like he's comfortable saying it, but he is though. He's not even comfortable saying it. No, he is.
Ain't no. When it come down to it, he finna rip down through there. But Pimp said it. Pimp said, "You're not finna out-rap him." He meant that.
Nah. And the only reason Pimp was able to keep it with him because he had the charisma to go with what he was doing, and plus, being a producer, he know how to get into a track and rap on it. And man,
he was cold with it.
Yeah.
And the reason when you think about it, it's crazy to me because at the end of the day, you not only you do Trio, then you do 2 Trio. Mm-hmm. How was it coming back and even talking about like did he like we finna do another one? Did he hit you up? How does that even happen?
I just make the tracks. You know what I mean? I make the tracks with him in mind for and I deliver. You know what I'm saying? So it was never, hey, work on this for Bun. I'd be in my house and I just make tracks like I do today. And I pick out the ones when they say, hey, he's getting ready to do another record. I pick out the tracks that I want to present to him, and the vibe is right there. I know what he's going to pick.
You know already.
Yeah, I know.
You can tell what type of song he going. So you knew when you heard that you're everything I knew. You had put that because you love to loop. You love to put them. You mess me up because you'll take a song and you'll vibe that whole with something that we done heard some familiarity when it come on. And I know that's Mr. Lee. I'm like, oh, he putting it on me. It's that's Mr. Lee.
Yes, sir.
Like what is that because of the way you was brought up, that church background?
That and just being transparent with my emotions in my music. That's why I transvade so well with people, because I could be going through whatever I'm going through and it's going to come out in that music every time.
That was like Jodeci, and you just took that vibe and just spent it into there and then poured it out. Then you poured it out.
Yeah. I took the piece that I heard and I put it in. I was talking to a producer named Bink. You know what I mean? Shout out to Bink. He's one of the dopest producers.
Shout out to Bink.
Dopest producers from Virginia, man. So, and he's worldwide. That dude he's a phenomenal. And we were talking about Jodeci samples, and I made a comment about me setting a trend, sampling Jodeci. And he was like, man, when did you sample Jodeci? And I was like, man, I sampled that shit years ago. And he's like, for real? I was like, yeah, because he was doing it too. And I kind of beat him by a couple of years. But there's a lot of things that I do in my music that I indirectly set trends with different people. I can hear it when they do stuff. You know what I'm saying? Wow. I can tell that they was listening to the music I was doing.
Slim Thug, man, you did a lot of work with Slim Thug, man, over the years. Yep. Like Boss of All Bosses and all. What was it that stuck out? His voice and his tone was it come through real, like it abrupts everything that's going on when he started to speak out when he get on that mic. You know what I mean?
Yep.
How was it just really just putting them beats together for him?
Man, it was dope. You know what I mean? Slim is still like Slim and Kiki are at the top of my chain when it come to rappers that I work with and the relationships that I've had that lasted decades. Me and Slim are still the same way we were the day that we started.
Yeah.
I make tracks. I already know what he need. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no question. I know exactly what he sound good on. It's no. I'm not gonna miss.
Yeah.
We've done hundreds of songs, man.
Hundreds of songs.
Hundreds.
When that Boss Hog Outlaw movement was going on strong,
Yeah,
the boys in blue
was killing it. You know what I'm saying? They had the whole infrastructure. You know, Slim was the rapper. You had the group, and then you had Slim Brother. That was like the A&R, and he controlled the vibe in the studio and stuff like that. So it was a whole movement that we had with that whole Boss Hog Outlaw shit. It wasn't just, you know, a stroke of luck, man. It was strategic.
It was strategically done.
Yeah.
I really like, when you think about him, I can't say Slim without saying J-Dog and the behind 5% 10, all the stuff that doom.
And there was about 6 beats made to that song before we got to the one that you hear now.
6 beats.
Yeah, it was a bunch of beats. Different producers doing different tracks, trying to get an original track under those vocals. It was a lot of process that went into that.
When you could hear the pain in J-Dog voice, man. You understand what I'm saying?
That's when you know that music has to match. The feelings and the vibe in that music has to match. And if it don't, then you're not going to get that.
The J-Dog thing, man, it seemed like early on Slim believed in J-Dog. Like it was a thing where they came up together and it was like, damn, like everybody wanted them to just be together, like the music to be together. Like what was it like for you when you heard him once he would get on the track and you heard you was in the studio when this stuff was happening too.
I mean, Rayface was the
shout out to Rayface.
Rayface was the backbone for that, man. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna just keep it a buck, Rayface was the backbone to all of that. All of the songs that you heard, if you'd have heard them from conception to when they were finished, it was like night and day.
Really?
Yeah. He would go in and edit, make sure the beats matched, redo tracks, everything. Once J-Dog got to the studio, then the real work began with Rayface, because Rayface would go in, change tracks, make sure the edits on the verses are right, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of behind the scenes that was happening with J-Dog that, you know, got him where you at, what you hearing now. You know what I'm saying? But it was definitely a lot of work, a lot of nitpicking, a lot of saying, hey man, I don't want to use this beat, I need something better. I may make a track and he'll hit me like, man, I like it, it's dope, but that ain't it.
Damn.
That's how meticulous it was.
Slim Thug, man, like I said, back to him, he always, like I said, you know me, my favorite, when he dissed everybody, that's my favorite track.
Yeah, you don't never want to get in no diss match with no Slim.
Bro, that nigga went crazy on that damn.
Anybody want to try that?
He took that whole, I think he took that whole West Coast album.
Yeah, he did
a whole West Coast album on all the rappers in Houston.
Slim ain't the one you want to do no dissing with.
That nigga was on it, bro.
He gonna get with you on it.
But I think I listened to that damn thing all summer, maybe even the winter. I do this for a year. I listened to that nigga diss nigga.
He in careers with his dissing, man. So you don't want to do that.
And it's crazy because you like, damn, like they all brothers. You thought like, damn, and it was like, damn, like how they gonna pull this back together? I was rooting for everybody. They did pull it back together. It took a long time. Not really that long. It could have been longer.
People start growing up and becoming men. You know, they put childish ways to the side, you know what I'm saying? That's all about maturing and growing up, you know what I'm saying? So I was really happy to see all of that take place, you know what I'm saying? And everybody getting back on the right page.
Did you ever do some stuff with ESG?
I did a couple songs with ESG. I don't think some of them may not have come out. Yeah, I've done a couple.
But you did a few of the tracks with him. You don't work with everybody.
Yeah.
I know when Powell sat down with me, he was like, man, Mr. Lee, he was, you and T. Ferris. Yep. That his whole interview, it was like y'all been doing some stuff together.
Yin and yang,
it was like, what the hell? He was like, man, when he did that the music on the what he was talking about, like the band. Which song was that?
Break 'Em Off.
Break 'Em Off. Yeah, like he say he pretty much, T. Ferris was pretty much like telling you like how he wanted it to sound. Y'all would work that close together.
Yeah, that's how close we were. I sat T. Ferris down one day and I told him, I said, bro, you're a music producer. And he's like, what? I said, you're a music producer, bro. He's like, what do you mean? I said, man, you're directing, so you producing. And that's when, you know, he really figured out that.
So he embraced it.
Yeah. And he was really, really good at what he did, for sure.
I know Powwow believed in it.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now. Because Powell was like,
he was a visionary, bro. He still is.
He say he listened to whatever he would say because he knew the sound. He
knew live, eat, and drink music. You know know what I'm saying?
How much do he impact Megan Thee Stallion's career right now?
A lot. I don't think honestly, I don't believe that she would be where she at, creatively if it wasn't for him.
You know he got the talent.
Yeah.
You've seen it in him.
Yep.
So anybody that get a T. Ferris on their team got something that's it's the next level.
And I think that's a lot of the rappers now, they don't have that. And that's why their careers don't last long.
But that don't happen all the time though, Mr. Lee. All those type
actually,
of people.
Actually, it does.
Who else was like a T. Ferris that you met?
Rayface was like a T. Ferris. You had, you could say Scarface was the first T. Ferris because he was like that with his own music and his root music. He was always like that. He was a leader in the studio. And a vibe, he would kind of arrange the vibe. He arranged that vibe every time. When you have people like that in your corner, then you have a really huge chance of doing things at a great level. Even when you look at DJ Screw, he did it too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when you have those type of creative people in your corner, your career lasts longer for sure. Wow, man! Like I said, every time I get to sit down and talk with you, man, I just like to go down through that history, man. Yeah. Why do you think that Dallas and Houston music could never just vibe like mesh? It's just different. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's totally two different cultures. It's two different cultures, two different ways of life, all that. You know what I'm saying? That's why it don't. Because it's crazy to me because I'll be like, man, it's so far, but yet it's so close, but yet so far apart. You know what I mean? Like the way the music sound, the way you see it too, right? Like but you're starting to have some Dallas artists now that they sound like they're from Houston. Really? They doing Houston type vibes. I forgot what the guy's name is. He got a couple of records out. Matter of fact, he got a record with Paul. I forgot what his name is, man. I'm sorry I forget this guy's name, but he dope though. Yeah. I forgot what his name is. But he sound like he from the H, but he from here. Not the one that did that Swung song. Yeah. Man, Hashi sent you or something. That's his name like that. Yeah, he dope. Yeah, I seen that dude. He seemed like he seemed like a level-headed dude. Yeah, he dope, man. I trips off the fact of how when you see these people come and go, I be looking like Jay did Kanye, like, can you keep doing it? That's the part right there. That part right there is so important. Yeah. When Jay said that to Kanye said, can you, that was good, but can you keep doing them? A lot of people can't. I've been keep doing it for 30 years. It's like breathing for me. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people can't do that. I'm quietly getting platinum records almost every other year. I seen you do it with Drake when that Drake platinum hit come. I was like, whoa! Yeah, I knew it was platinum when I seen it on there. I said, it's a diamond. For real. You know what I mean? I got a album that's done 15 million. But you know what I mean? I don't be concerned with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to get to the next level. My next level right now is to make sure that my grandkids' children are well off like I am. So I'm focused on that right now. I want to know what it feel like to just have money and don't even think about having it. When you think about money, when you holding the stacks in your hands and you flexing with the money, you thinking about it. That's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. You know what I mean? A couple of $1 million is not enough. Not for me. No. And it's not. You know what I mean? I'm a millionaire, but that's not enough. It's not enough. You know what I'm saying? I want my kids to be a millionaire. So you thinking generational wealth? Yeah, I gotta have it. You know generational wealth is the key. I'm getting there. I'm on pace to do it, but that's what my goals are. So I don't think about what I did, the albums I got, how many platinum records I got. I don't think about that. That's not important to me because that's something that I already done. Yeah, I'm focused on what I'm doing and what I'm gonna do. Nipsey Hustle. Let's go. I gotta bring him up in this interview. Victory Lap. Mm-hmm. When you think about Victory Lap and just what that meant, like, what did you think of when you was processing it, and how do you feel about it now? I guess when we were doing it, I wasn't giving it much thought. I thought it was brilliant the way that he did it. Being that how he set up everything else. But when he left, it was like, wow, man, what just happened? You know, it's like the world stopped for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, what is going on here? And then it's like everything that I shared with him as a friend and a brother and family, it magnified 100,000 times. You know, and then I really understood, man, this dude was really crazy brilliant. I already knew it. Because when you be around him, he had this certain energy around that he, you know what I mean, that he just had, that you just felt as soon as you got around him. When he was living, he had it. He had that just type of vibe about him that was just not like any other. And when he passed away, it just like it magnified 100 times more. It's like it got super intense, the energy that he had.
Man, Nipsey, when you think about it though, like he was one of those guys that basically he was ahead of his time. He dealt with being an entrepreneur, business owner, having visions on technical movements for his store and all kind of stuff. He was ahead of his time when it came down to the way he was moving as he was trying to understand how to produce, how to put his product out, whether it was marijuana, whatever he was trying to touch, he was trying to create it in a big way. You know what I mean?
Everything that he talked about, he lived it.
He lived it.
He lived it. And he wasn't bragging about it either. I don't think that he realized how big he was.
Well, I didn't realize how big he was when I told him at that damn stand when I met him that he wasn't working hard enough.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I don't think people really knew how big he was.
I think he was in a spot. He was like, "You gonna see." I was talking about the music, though.
He was locked in on his purpose.
Yeah, he knew where he was at.
It wasn't just about music, and he knew that. Mm-hmm. And when you spiritually connected to yourself that way, you know he should have been protected at all costs. But it's not anybody's fault that he's not here. But sometimes you just don't know. You be around something that brilliant, and you overlook how brilliant it is because you begin to not see it when you're around him all the time. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. But when he left, everybody felt it.
Black Sam comes out years later, does an interview with Big Boy. I don't think he's done no more. What did you think when you seen him finally come out and talk?
It just broke my heart all over again. You know, it's hard for me to look at Black Sam because when I look at him, I look at Nip. And I told him that on the phone before. We had a conversation, and I told him that. And, you know what I mean? And this, you know, there's certain things that I wanted to do to honor Nip that I didn't do because the relationship wasn't there for me to do it. But I understood because if I had lost my brother like that, I'd be doing the same thing he doing. So I can't fault him for what he doing and how he's protecting the legacy and the way he see how to. You know what I'm saying? But when I saw that video, it just broke my heart, man. You know what I mean? Because I'm looking at him and I'm seeing Nip, and I could just see the pain on his face. You know what I'm saying? And feeling in his voice too. You know what I mean? For me, it's just like I relived it all over again watching it.
You hear things after people pass away, like even when Mo 3 passed, after Nipsey was gone, even Black Sam when he came out, alluding to, man, this wasn't no regular, just somebody just came and did that despite this was a hit.
I've heard that.
No, I heard that on both of those incidents.
Yeah, I've heard it several times, you know what I mean? But it's hard to speculate about things, you know what I'm saying, when you're not around. You don't even know. You know what I mean? And that's the problem with the day and time that we live in. Speculation runs the street. You know, and I don't speak on something that I don't know about, you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
And I know little bro, he was confident in his own skin. He was confident being where he was at. So, you know what I mean? To me, I feel like, you know, again, when you dealing with somebody that brilliant, they got to be protected at all times. But when you don't understand it in the moment, what's going on and what we have and what we have in our presence, then it's hard to relate to, you know, what needs to be done for people like that. Because people that are that brilliant, they don't understand that they need to be protected. They think they regular, and he wasn't regular.
Not at all.
He shouldn't have ever been out anywhere without security and everything else because he was not a regular person. He wasn't domestic anymore. You couldn't walk through the mall no more by yourself, fam, because you are a figurehead now. You know, and I think a lot of people miss that. You know, even Dolph, you miss that. You don't think, oh, I'm in my hood, I don't need to have security with me. I'm going to the cookie store, so I don't need that. This is my hood, this is where I'm from. But that'd be the main ones. That'd be where all the danger's at.
Wow, you 100% right. That's heavy what you just said. That's exactly where all the danger's at. You got to be so careful when you run and moving around like that, man. It's crazy, man, that people, the devil come to kill, steal, and destroy.
Yeah.
But Jesus said, I come that thou might have life and have it more abundantly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out ways to maneuver in life to not get caught up to where you get taken out by something that they may not even be for you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But no, man, I got to ask you about just the fact of Pow Wow when you first seen him as a white guy. Again, I know you seen Mike Dean, but when you first seen Pow Wow and it was a white guy sounding like he sound, what did you think?
I never thought that.
You thought he was a black guy?
No, I knew he was white, but it's you know what I mean? When you be around Paul Wall, it's just like being colorblind.
He don't even seem like he put off that aura, do he?
He don't, but Paul Wall is such a crazy, genuine guy. You can't even see no color being around him.
You can't.
And he got that same type of aura about him too. He's a special dude, man. Like you don't. It's no way that you can be around him and looking at what color he is. You know what I'm saying? It just don't. You don't even think that. Because he comes in here in a room and he sucks all of the energy out of the room because he has this aura about him that make you feel good when you be around him.
Bro, I did a 4-hour interview with him. It seemed like an hour.
2 minutes. Yeah, that's how it is. Because
we kicked it that hard.
Because he's a good dude like that. So I never even been like, man, what is this white boy doing? What the hell?
I never thought of it like that either because it's seamlessly done. You know he's genuinely speaking.
He's
from
being him. You can tell. You can tell when you be around people that's, you know, if you see a black guy trying to act polished like a white cat, or you see a white cat trying to be black, you can tell that they're trying to do it. But Paul ain't never tried to do that. Paul just being Paul, period.
Wow.
And that's it. You know, that's the beauty thing about him.
The thing I'm going to ask you before I get you out of here, Al D300. We got a new album coming out sometime or another because I know he ain't going to never stop working.
Mm-mm.
What can I expect, Kevin? You putting it together with him.
I mean, it's just, put it like this, it's just something different every time.
Every time.
We just completed the next album that's coming out after the one that's coming out. Me and him racing right now because I got a single coming out tomorrow, and then I have another single coming out next week, and then I have a jazz album coming out, and I got a gospel album that's coming out, and I got a couple of more instrumental albums that's coming out. So, you know, I'm probably gonna have about 10 projects come out this year.
That's crazy, man. And what about Legend Hotel? You got anything on there with Key?
Oh yeah,
that Legend Hotel.
Yeah, me and Key had a fight, and I told him, man, if I miss another album and you don't have me on the album, Jack, I'm coming to your house, man.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock you in. I'm gonna lock you in the room. I'm bringing my laptop and my mic, and you gonna record something, Jack.
Man, ain't gonna lie,
else, man.
Love
then I'm gonna say this too while I'm here, man. Kiki with this camera.
Yeah,
Kiki, man. Listen, fam. Al D been talking behind your back, man, and Al D said that he don't think that you really know how to cook that good, fam. He said that you be busting down a few chicken wings and you get out on that grill and do a couple of things, but he said you really don't believe you know how to cook. He been talking about his souffles and his dressing and all this and talking about I can't cook, and he said you can't cook either. So I think we probably need to get together and do a little
cook-off,
Bobby Flay type thing. And see what's going down, because I have been talking a lot of trash about your chicken wings, saying you ain't folding your wing back right. None of that, so, you know, we might need to do that.
Man, shout out to Kiki, man, and Al D300, man. Love them dudes, man. And and it's just an honor and a pleasure every time you come and sit down in here, man. And I just want to thank you for spending time with us, man, as usual. I had to get this one in. It's the top of the year, and I knew already. I'm like, man, I got to get me one in with Mr. Lee. I went and talked to Powell. I'm soon to be talking to Slim Thug. I know already I got to have my pieces together. Yeah. You the pieces to the puzzle. You always give me something to where I know. Now when I go into that, I get to ask this question. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for everything you did for the culture, bro. You know, I already gave you an award.
Yeah.
You my guy. Like, I respect you so much, man. R.I.P. to Big D the Mogul, who pretty much linked me with you and pretty much told me about you was in the city, man.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to thank him, and I pray for him and his family, bro.
Without a doubt.
And I gotta say, Beat King, because we didn't say Beat King.
Yep.
Gotta say Beat King, like, it's Beat King, Big Pokey. It's been we lost some heck of a soldiers, man, in 2024, bro.
Yes, indeed.
And man, if you ain't got your life together, you need to get your life together, man.
You got to get it together.
Because at the end of the day, you don't know when you're going to check up out of here.
Yep.
I'm going to end it like that, man. How can people get a hold of you, Mr. Lee?
Man, all on my Instagram is Mr. Lee 713. Twitter is X. It's Mr. Lee 713. TikTok, Mr. Lee 713. And my Facebook is Producer Mr. Lee. So y'all can tap in on that.
Man, we love you, Mr. Lee.
Love y'all.
It's been another great segment of
Yes,
Boss
sir.
Talk 101, where the bosses talk.
And we out.